Rosa Peligrosa here on a Rosa Peligrosa Friday, and I wasn't gonna do anything until I got into the hills more, but just wanted to acknowledge these horses that I'm running into on the way. This is where I like to go and stop and get something to drink if I'm really thirsty, or there's a store in there. There's a family that has a store, and here's some horses. Yeah, the little families. Sometimes I sit and I talk with everybody and talk to the children. And one day I gave them some sticks that I carved out from the hills. And buenos dias. And so here's some horses doing their thing. Okay, they're grazing and just wandering around. And there's some more over here. Some over there, one way over there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a guy in there. Oh, look what we got. Is that sheep? Oh, I've seen these guys from a distance. Oh God, I have this fantasy of having some goats, milk goats, so I can make cheese and yogurt, or just yogurt, very nice. And anyway, I'm at the entrance here, and this guy's been working on something since last week. Well, no, I saw them working on it, not last week, on Wednesday. They're making some kind of a simple structure for, who knows, probably for farming or whatever. Hard to say. Maybe I can ask. ¿Están construyendo una bodega? Buenos días. ¿Qué es? ¿Es una bodega para la finca o qué? Como
vivir aquí.
Para vivir. Oh, qué bueno. Suerte.
Gracias.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so that little structure they're building a house. That's a house. Somebody's gonna live in there. I didn't take a video, but there's a family. I just passed them. They made a structure with wood and some like plastic material, and they're living in there. So there are a lot of people that don't have very much, and they have to live any way that they can. I met a young man yesterday from Guadalajara who had just come to Jesus Maria just about, well, now it would be 3 days. Yesterday, of course, it would be 2 days ago. So it's 3 days ago, and he was panhandling a little bit, and to get something to eat. I didn't have any change, so I brought him into the place where that day I had some. Was it the same day? No. Yeah, because it was yesterday. Yesterday was Tianguis Thursday. Yeah, so I brought him into the same place where I had my consommé and my meat that went with it, and brought him in and asked him to order whatever it is he wanted to eat in a refreshment. And then I gave him some money so that he had a little bit for later on. And then told him he was looking for work. Told him who to look for. I said, go talk. I said, there's a Tianguis in the weekend, and there's a lady there. She's in her about 68 years old, and let me say hi to these guys. Buenos dias. And so anyway, so I talked to Maestra Meche. That's my friend Maria Mercedes de la Comedia de la Posta. I said, talk to her and tell her you talk to Rosa Peligrosa. I said, or you don't know how to find her, just ask for Maestra Meche, and that you talk to Rosa Peligrosa, you're looking for work. And I told him, I said, I said, have you been to Jesus Maria before? And he said, no. And I said, well, this is a very tranquil suburb. That's not to say that there aren't rateros, and those are your thieves and people like that. I said, that doesn't mean there aren't people like that here. I said, but the majority of the people are very good. I said, Jesus Maria, good people here. I said, if you're not a ratero and you're willing to work, you'll find something. I said, talk to Maestra Meche. Tell her you were talking to Rosa Peligrosa and you're looking for work, and I said, if you're a good person, I said, the people will treat you well. If you're not, you're in trouble. But anyway, so I don't know what happened to him. I hope he found something. I'm trying to remember if I asked him his name. Oh God, there's been so much. I've been on information overload for a while, so I've been forgetting things. And let's just take a little brief look at that. I wasn't going to make this too long, but I just wanted to remember that guy. I didn't tell anybody that I bought this young person a meal and gave him some money and some advice on, how to get established, try to get, because, I don't think there's any work in Guadalajara, because I met somebody else who was out of Guadalajara, and that person didn't have any shoes, and that's why I didn't have any shoes, because I gave him my only fucking pair of shoes. Now I finally have a pair of shoes. A good pair. These, I bought them yesterday in Tianguis. They cost somewhere around $45, but, they're Nikes, and they're well made, and they were selling all kinds of, the styles that just don't fly, and then they buy them in lots really cheap and then sell them. So I've got my shoes finally. Yeah, I gave up my shoes in May. Here it is, past the middle of July. I finally bought a pair of shoes. I've given away many things to many people. I've given away much. Helped people along the way. I'm still helping people from afar. You don't need to know who, but anyway. But that's something I do. That's nothing new. It has nothing to do with what's happening in the world and all that. I've always been that kind of a person, sharing my things, giving my things, doing things for people and not expecting anything in return. That's just Rose, okay? That's just me. And I'm not saying that people need to do that. Oh, there's that shoe, but now it's upside down. Somebody probably drove over it or something. But, so anyway, I hope that young man finds something soon. He's living in the street. Because I asked him, I said, are you living in the street? He goes, yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, if I had a home, I would have offered, just like I've done in the past in my own home in Georgia, I would have given him a place to sleep, and I would have given him food, and I would have helped him find a job, because I've done that for somebody before. And that person is still a friend, but I've lost contact because somebody stole my phone while I was in Querétaro. I trusted a vendor to use my phone, and he ran off with it. Well, there's more to the story. I think I might have instigated it, because I probably could have grabbed the phone out of his hand, but I scared him by telling me, when I grabbed him, I told him I was going to kill him. It scared the shit out of him, and he ran. He was a small guy. I probably could have dispatched him very easily. But anyway, so I helped this guy named Charlie back in 2016. He was homeless and penniless and shit like that, and I gave him a place to live, found him a job and everything. Buenos dias. Yeah, I found him a job and everything, and he stayed with us for about a month or so. He did get a job, but he had some kind of a clash. Oh, maybe that wasn't the shoe. Maybe this is the shoe. I don't know. I've got a collection of the shoes in my random abandoned shoe album on Facebook. But anyway, so I gave Charlie a place to stay and all that. And for some reason, I can't remember his name. I would have to go back to my journals from that time period and find what I wrote. But all my journals are they're in the United States. But anyway, So Charlie stayed with us. While he was staying with us, his sister died of a overdose of drugs, and he was having a hard time. He got his life back together, and then this year he was moving to South Carolina, Charleston area, and he was gonna plans to come and see me and Armando in November, and then help me do any kind of work I had to do around the house and pack stuff up and clean up that extra room I got, so I can have it as a room for somebody to stay in, either a caretaker for the house and the animals, or to rent, depending on what happens. But anyway, so I lost contact with Charlie. I don't know how to get back with him. I'll figure it out. And I was friends with him, and then we bonded on the bus, and with this, on the way back from Amarillo, Texas, back to Atlanta. The other guy, the Iranian guy, he was on his way back to the Miami area. He was security guard, armed security guard. He's been in the United States since he was pretty much a teenager, and so he's been Americanized. He's a crazy character. I really like him. He's in his like early 50s, and so we've remained in contact since 2016, since that bus ride. And so anyway, let's talk about helping people. If there's any advice I would ever give to anybody, I would say, open your doors to people. Open your doors to people who need help. Really, I'm not a religious person. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't follow doctrine. I don't follow dogma. But I do believe in the best philosophies of all religions. And because I was raised Catholic, that being a faction of the Christian religion, I do believe or follow or have internalized the philosophy of Jesus Christ, my whole life, even though at times maybe it didn't seem that way. But, and I walked away from the church when I was very young, right after confirmation, because the hypocrisy, I just couldn't deal with it, and I just couldn't do all that stuff. But I did like the story of Jesus. Whether it was true or not is irrelevant to me. What was important to me was the philosophy that was being promulgated. So that's been my thing. And it seems to me that many people who claim to be Christians and holier than thou, you know what? They've forgotten much of the teachings of Jesus Christ, and they don't practice it in their daily lives. They only practice it in their minds. No, that's like saying, oh, I'm learning, I'm doing this, but I haven't actually done it yet. I'm just thinking about it. Well, there's a lot to be said about action. Oh, here's a little dog running around. He's looking at me like, who's that? But, so, well, getting closer to there. You can see that road goes up, but I'm gonna scoot into the terrain before I'm not gonna. I mean, I could climb that hill and then walk up that road and then go into the monte. But I can actually just start right here, actually, before the parking lot. Lexus is very interested in doing this with me. She's having some problems with her foot. She fucked up some tendons in her left foot. Poor thing. And I know she's very anxious to, get physical and, get into better shape and feel better about, just feel better physically and feel better about herself and do something positive. And then also to distract her mind so that there's, so life feels a little bit easier. Oh, look at the fruit over here. I was talking about fruit on Wednesday. Well, so she said that the ones that The tunas that she likes, when they're ripe, they turn yellow on the outside, and then it's kind of like green on the inside. And the ones I picked were red on the outside, and they'll be red on the inside. Those are in the refrigerator. I still got to peel them. But let me cut this here so the video's not too long, and then I'll pick it up. But this is Rosa Peligrosa, over and out, and we'll pick it up in the next video.